Gurudev, Gurudev, Sai Gaura Haribo, 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 Sai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. जय जय श्री गांधर के गिरिधर चैतन्य महाप्रभु की सर्वज्ञ विनाश लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गौ हरे कृष्ण एनी फीडबैक प्रभु
You are in mute, Prabhu. Please unmute.
Sorry. It was much better than yesterday, Prabhu, I can say. And towards the end, it was again breaking, so you stopped it. So it was better.
Okay.
Oh, I think your audio will not be audible while Kirtan, Prabhu. Now, when you are speaking, it will be audible, but when you are doing Kirtan...
Mic cannot catch hold of both the things, the instrument
Yes,
and
Prabhu.
is not able to...
Instrument sound will not be heard as your voice.
Yes. Okay, let's see. From tomorrow, I'll do only so that.
Hare Krishna to all. Welcome to the session once again. So today we'll learn about chapter 4, which is Transcendental Knowledge. In this chapter, Krishna will explain about the history of Bhagavad Gita, as well as there are two types of people in this world, and many more things to learn in this. Please turn on your videos to have a better focus and stay away from any distraction for an hour or so. Yeah, and no need to put any messages during the session. Yeah. Yes, bro, we can start. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, once again, welcome to all. And today is the fifth session, 4th chapter. Transcendental Knowledge. Very, very important. It's a divine knowledge from the very beginning. I'm saying from the very first chapter. It's a divine knowledge, so we need a process how to achieve this. It's not in a regular academic study. In that way, you cannot achieve. So those things which all I was saying for so many days, you can see in today's chapter where Krishna himself is explaining how to receive this knowledge. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevayopadekshayanti te jnanam jnanina sattvadarshinaha. This is the only way to get the knowledge is surrender unto a spiritual master. So we'll first Shanti Mangalachara and pray to the spiritual master and the Krishna. Actually, this spiritual master, whatever I was saying, today that also will be a little bit clear, like so the parampara, praying to all the acharyas, not only Guru, all the acharyas, including Srila Prabhupada, everyone comes in this. So praying to everyone so that they show their mercy to us, so that let us all try to understand this Bhagavad Gita as it is. That's the more important thing, is to understand as it is. Yes, everyone will read Bhagavad Gita, they can understand in their own way. But understanding in the way that Krishna said to Arjuna, we need definitely the blessings of Parampara. Okay, now let us all chant. Mangalacharya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Ishtapadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nidakarbhadayane Gauragatadam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bangam Langayate Krimet Kripatamaham Vande Shikram Dinatarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Chaitanyam Ishwaram. So let us offer our obeisances, respects, and thank His Divine Grace by Charana Ravindra Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. And in yesterday's session, what did we see? Under the acronym TREE, T-R-E-E. So Tyaga, the very first thing, we should be renunciant of this material world, renunciant of our sense gratification. Then definitely we'll be able to understand this material world, how it has been created and what is the purpose of human being and how could I myself make perfect in this material just by becoming renunciant. Maybe with the story you all came to know that, isn't it? Then regulated activities. So our activities should be regulated and how we should be out of this sinful reactions by our activities. Then exemplary. So whom we should take as an exemplary person, whom should we follow and what should be our behavior, how should we be exemplary to others. These two things we learned. And then our real enemy is lust, how it controls us. And Krishna says, so the real enemy is lust. And it's a sitting places where it is sitting and how to control that. So everything we learned, many things we learned yesterday. And today it is more important. The transcendental knowledge, eternal knowledge, divine knowledge. So today's 4 questions is eternal knowledge, accurate understanding, reactionless karma, and surrender. The most important thing, what is divine knowledge? It's very simple, remembering Krishna, isn't it? So in the very beginning, in the introduction part also, I told one story about Arjuna and Duryodhana. So what did Arjuna choose? There was a need of 2 Akshvinis more than Krishna. But he chose Krishna. That is divine. We should know what is our life's purpose. Once we know, then definitely even our decisions will be right. Otherwise, in an ignorant state, we just keep on desiring many material things and getting more and more binded into this material world. Today, I'll say a small story. Just based on the same thing, how should we remember Krishna at any moment, whatever the condition? So this is in Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a story of Bali Maharaj. So once Bali Maharaj is such a great exalted personality. Now he has occupied all the 3 worlds. Now he's doing a great sacrifice where all the devatas, everyone are gathered, everyone are there. And he is an asura actually. He is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So he's just doing this yajna there. At that time, a great personality and gives his entry to that arena of sacrifice. It was Vamana Dev, whose effulgence was something like millions of sun. So when he was just entering the arena, all the asuras or the brahmanas who were all there, just started offering respects to him. And even Bali Maharaj, who was sitting on the high elevated seat, he just came down. What a great brahmana. Actually, when we become more and more devoted to the Lord, even the effulgence of our face starts glooming. And just imagine the pure devotee how he will be. So actually, Vamana Dev is Lord himself. So now he just wants to take back everything from Bali Maharaj because Bali Maharaj has even occupied the heavenly planet which belongs to Indra. Now he has come to Bali Maharaj to receive everything. But he has come in a disguised as a Brahmana. Now then Bali Maharaj is asking, so as a Brahmana, so he don't know who is he. He's saying, so it's a ritual that whenever a Brahmana comes to the sacrifice, you have to give something in the charity. And that charity should be with the exalted and not a lower one. It should be very exalted, which once you take a charity, there is no need to take once again in your life. It should be in such a way. So now Bali Maharaj is asking, please ask whatever you need. The 3 words is mine. Whatever I want, I can give you. So Vamana Devi is saying, I need. He's actually a draft person, very, what I can say, short person. Like. So he's asking, I need 3 feet of land. 3 feet of land. Are, I hope you are not a very intelligent Brahmana. Once you take anything from me, never ever in your life you have to beg or ask anything in charity. I am the Swami of all the 3 worlds. You can ask one world, this thing from one planet I can give you. Why only 3 feet land? He says, I am a Brahmana. If I'm not satisfied with this 3 feet of land, where will I be satisfied with all the 3 worlds? It's a great lesson to us in this Srimad Bhagavatam. I mean, I'll cut short it. Then finally, okay, Bali Maharaj accepts, okay, to your desire, whatever you wish, I'll give that. Meanwhile, Shukracharya, who's there, who's the spiritual master of Bali Maharaj, he sees that, Arere, Lakshmi Devi is in the Vakshasthala, she is in the chest portion of Lord. He watches that and finally decides, Arere is not a Brahmana, is Lord himself, is Vishnu. Please don't give him this 3 feet of land. We will just acquire all the 3 worlds. Please don't give him. And finally, see, this is the, what I can say, we call it as jnana, knowledge. What decision to be taken at the right moment. His spiritual master was not an ordinary person. When he was dead during the fight of Devatas, it was Shukracharya who brought him back to life. Now he is taking a decision. What should I do now? Lord himself is coming and standing in front of me. And my spiritual master is saying not to give charity to him. And Lord is asking, Vedaischa sarveraham veda vedanta krit veda vityeva chaham. Understands what is the purpose of life, what is the purpose of Vedas. So what is life? What is the perfection of it? And finally decides, no, I can reject my spiritual master because he's showing me a different direction. He's getting deviated. The real purpose of a human life is to satisfy the Lord, and Lord himself has come here to ask from me. So what better opportunity do I have than this? He says, no, I'll give the charity to him. Even then Shukracharya comes into that kamandalu. When they dana means they just pour the water into the hands of the person who is taking the charity. There he comes there, then the Lord, he takes this grass, kusha grass, he just pokes in that, puts in that hole of that kamandalu. Then even today you can see Shukracharya has lost his eye. He went and just stood as a wall there. Then his eyes were pricked. Today also you can see that thing. Then here, what is the lesson that we are going to learn? What did Vamana Dev do after taking that charity? He became one to the sky and the earth. He just started making his body bigger and bigger. Finally, he occupied through his 1 feet the whole upper planetary system and all the lower planetary system in 1 feet. In just 2 feet, he has covered everything, whatever the possessions that Bali Maharaj is having. And now, is questioning Bali Maharaj, where should I keep my 3rd feet? Just imagine you have so much of possession, somebody is coming and begging, and you have given everything by some kukade or some way, he has taken everything, and now he's asking, you have given a word that you'll give the 3rd thing also, where will you? So in such a condition, and he is insulting Bali Maharaj, and actually he said, Garudadev, with Varna weapon, he just ties Bali Maharaj and starts dragging him. He's just there, treating him like a dog. If a person who has committed some mistake, how do we treat him? In that way, they're treating him. He has been insulted in front of all his subjects, who are just respecting him like anything. He was a Swami of all the 3 worlds. Everyone were respecting him. Now in front of everyone, he's been insulted. Just imagine if our life is in such a situation, what will be our thought process? What will be we thinking like? So this is a slight difference between a devotee, a person who's having this divine knowledge, and another person. As we saw in Arjuna, how he decided, But here, Bali Maharaj is more superior than that, I can say. Even if that's such a situation of insulting and this thing, he's just meditating on the Lord. How should I please him? What is the process that I can please him? Actually, Krishna is sitting in everyone's heart as Parama. Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridisannivishto matta smritir jnanam aponam sha. It is the Supreme Lord who gives the intelligence. He is the person who gives a remembrance and forgetfulness to all the living entities. He's sitting in the heart and he's seeing what my devotee is thinking. Even in that situation when they're dragging him like a dog, even then is thinking that, how should I please my Lord? And the intelligence also has been given by the Lord. Then finally, Bali Maharaj says, my dear Lord, I am the Swami of all the three worlds. Still, I am there. Still, my head is there. So please keep your third feet on my head. Then finally, the Lord keeps his third feet on the head of Bali Maharaj and is sent to Sutala planet. Sutala planet is below. Atala, Vitala, Tala, Atala, Rasatala, Sutala. It comes there down. So he just sent to that Sutala planet and Lord, till then only many of you know the stories, but later part Lord will reward him one thing. He says that, I have seen many devotees, but you are a very great devotee. In Bhagavatam also, there is 9 processes of bhakti. Navavida bhakti we say, Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. The last thing, and it is Bali Maharaj who stands there as Atma Nivedana, completely surrendered to the Lord. In any situation, he was completely surrendered to. And he says, you are such a great devotee. Now my reward to you, you will be given the Sutala planet, which is millions times more opulent than the heavenly planet. More opulent than the heavenly planet. So such kind of planet was given to Bali Maharaj, and he says, never ever your, what I can say, happiness will be interrupted at any cost, because I'll be standing at the door as a doorkeeper in yogi. No one can enter this Sutala planet. Even actually, once Ravana enters to attack Bali Maharaj, just seeing the road, the doorkeeper, he gets scared and he runs away. Right, doorkeeper itself is so, I can say, dangerous, and this thing I cannot face him. What to speak of his master? He says that I'll be protecting you, standing outside near the gate, and my weapon, Sudarshan Chakra, will be within the kingdom, because your association is with the demons. At any time, they can change their mind and they can kill you, or anything can happen. So outside, I will be protecting. Inside, Sudarshan Chakra will be protecting. So such was the position of the Lord, is known as Bhakta Vatsala. He can do anything for the devotee's sake. And finally, this other story goes, but I want to cut short here. Even Lakshmi Devi, she comes in begging. Every day, Bali Maharaj is giving something in charity to everyone, and there's a queue, everyone stands, and Lakshmi Devi also comes in that queue for begging. And whenever Bali Maharaj says, she'll be going back behind. Then Bali Maharaj himself will come and ask, my dear mother, what you need? Why are you going behind and behind? Then she asks, she holds her pallu and she asks, please give me my husband as charity. Then she'll show her face, it is goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. Such is the position of a devotee. Lord makes his devotees in such an exalted position. Even Lakshmi Devi should come and beg for a husband. We always go behind Lakshmi for money or something in this way. But Lord gives the position to his devotees is so huge, so high level. Okay, so this divine knowledge. So what should be our consciousness at the time of challenging? Sometimes we hear simple things, small things, all we just give up. When it is very cold, we say, today it's very cold, I cannot wake up. Let the class go, let the session go. Not a problem. Let me not chant today because I have so much of work today, so I may not be able to chant. And from yesterday, I've asked you to offering. And you think that I am so busy, I'm over traveling, I'm doing that and this, I cannot offer to the Lord. We have so many millions of excuses not to surrender to. But great devotees, they have millions of challenges in life, still they surrender to them. That is divine knowledge. That's transcendental. Okay, well, let us go further. EARS, years. Today's acronym is Eternal knowledge, accurate understanding, reaction, or karma, or surrender. Here we can see eternal knowledge, the origin and descent. This knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, as I was something discussed in introduction also, given by Lord Krishna, descended from Krishna, Vivaswan, sun god, Manu, Ikshvaku, down through disciplic succession. So it is coming in disciplic succession. Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam raja rishur sakalinam hatha yog nashta parant. This is come first. It was given to the sun god. Actually, this is the source of creation. This Bhagavad Gita knowledge is a source of creation. It has been coming from the beginning. Who is the father of all the planets? This sun god. Vivaswan. It is not, the sun is not a fireball, something the scientist or somebody says. This modern people. Not that. Scriptures say there is the illumination or the light. It's not coming from that fireball. Actually, there is a person called by name Vivaswan. He is sun god. Surya Narayana. We call him sometimes. And that is the effulgence of his body that we are seeing this light. And there are millions and millions of living entities in sun planet. Many fools say in fire there is nothing like. No. Hare Krishna has created the body in such a way where everywhere, without living entities, there is no creation. Don't ever think even the space or anywhere, wherever the moon, the sun, everywhere there are living entities who are having the favorable bodily condition in that place. As some fools who are not entered the water, they think, nobody can be alive in water. No one will be alive because I cannot breathe in water. Nobody can be alive in water. It's foolishness, because I have not seen that. So I claim it is not there. And that is the same way they claim this scriptures as myth. And we also, without knowing the meaning of myth, we say it's mythology, it's myth. So what is myth? It is just by illusory stories it is. No, this is all truth. It's all absolute truth. It is beyond my imagination also. We are all something like the frogs in a well. How could we think something about the ocean? And we think, oh, somebody saying about the ocean, oh, it's a myth. It's only illusory story because I cannot see that. In that way, they consider this scriptures as mythology. But it's absolute. Okay, this knowledge was first imparted to Vivaswan, his disciple, his devotee. In later part, this knowledge is coming in Guru Sishya Parampara. So his son, Manu, who is at present 7th Manvantara, is going in Vaivaswata Manu. So he got this knowledge. Then his son Ikshvaku. In this way, it is coming as a Guru Sishya Parampara. And Krishna says here, who can acquire? Why did he give to sun god? And now he's giving to Arjuna. Why is that? Why is not he given to others? That very ancient science of relationship with the Supreme, I am today revealing unto you because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand this transcendental. Only then when we become devotees of the Lord, we'll be able to understand this. That is why from the very first day, I'm asking you all to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And from yesterday, to offer a glass of milk or fruit, where you are developing your relationship with the Lord. You are becoming his devotee, you are becoming his friend. You're treating him as your father or as your brother. Wow. You can take all kinds of relation with the Lord. Akila Rasamritamurtis. Then only you'll be able to understand. Then Lord reveals this knowledge in everyone's heart. And now he's saying to Arjuna, Arjuna, I'm saying to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. It's not that everyone can be able to understand this transcendental knowledge. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavanyasmi tattvatha. Only a devotee is qualified to understand. Who is a devotee? Man manabhav mad bhakta madhyaji mam namaskure. A person who is always chanting the holy names of the Lord, giving his obeisances to the Lord, offering his respects. If you see Lord as a stone, where will you offer your respects, and what will you do? What is your consciousness? And what kind of a world now we are living? All are only demons, only atheists. They just interpret this scriptures and make us all atheist. And we are also. We send this our children to the school. What are they learning? What Darwin theory says. From monkeys we have come. Is it true? Everyone have gotras, Ours is Vasishtha Maharishi Gotra. That means my lineage is from Vasishtha Maharishi. And somebody says Bharadwaja Gotra. Their lineage is from Bharadwaja. It is not from monkeys. So this is what we learn and this is what we lead our life. So without Bhagavad Gita, there is no life. We live a life of apes, then we also will become monkeys. Then. If we don't take Bhagavad Gita. So please take it seriously, become devotees. This is the perfection of you. Okay. Then you can see this, as I was saying, parampara, the disciplic succession, Guru Parampara. From Guru, this knowledge comes. You can see this in the introduction part where Srila Prabhupada gives the names of all the acharyas. And in 32nd place, he writes, Avaicharanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because the message which is coming, it is authorized. And yesterday also I was saying about exemplary thing when it came. Guru is a person who is first a disciple, who is a slave of his spiritual master, who is a servant of his spiritual master, whose instructions is life and soul of a disciple. Only he can become a guru, not everyone. Not everyone can say something about the spirituality. No, only authorized person. If you want to become a doctor, what should you do? You should go and do a MBBS in an authorized university. Not that you sit in a house, get some books and read and you cannot become a doctor. The same way, it is not that whoever is coming as in a saffron dress can speak about something, anything about spirituality. And today nobody is there to ask. So everyone is saying they're of their own interpretations, trying to make us also fools of this Vedas. No. So actually, there are 4 paramparas. Brahma Parampara, Shri Parampara, Kumara Parampara, Rudra Parampara. And this lineage, which is ours, it is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. For example, just think there's a spiritual master is having 4 or 5 disciples. That is qualified disciples, not everyone. They will be having hundreds of disciples, but qualified disciples. And they will be having their disciples who becomes a guru and they will be having a disciples. There will be 4 or 5. So the branches comes. That is ours Brahma. It is coming from Brahma, Madhvacharya. From Madhvacharya, it is going to the Gaudiya Desh. Gaudiya Desh means it is going to Bengal. That's why we can see Prabhupada's many prayers or many songs and many things in Bengal. Why? It is coming through this Bengal Desh. Gaudiya Sampradaya. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. So from him, this knowledge is coming and now it's from through Bengal. It is spreading all over the world. And why Krishna is saying to Arjuna here? He says, Yoga Nashta Parantapa. This knowledge has been lost because of the demons. They start interpreting this and it is lost now completely. So once again, I'm starting this parampara through you, Arjuna. He says there. Actually, we have lost everything. So parampara, it is starting from Srila Prabhupada. But anyhow, there was no breakage. It was continuing. So there are 4 acharyas also for. And somebody will think that they say best to take the knowledge from ISKCON. No, not like that. There are already 4 paramparas and now 2 paramparas are inactive because they have not received qualified disciples or there is no authorized guru or something like that. So 2 paramparas have lost. That is Kumara Parampara and Rudra Parampara has lost. And there's only 2 paramparas, that is Brahma Parampara and Shri Parampara, where even today you go to some South Indian temples, everywhere you can find this pujaris and acharyas. They are all from Shri Parampara. They have their own rituals. They have their own system of worshipping the Lord. That is Shri Parampara. And ours is Brahma Parampara. And this is also Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Parampara. So we have a mixture of Bengal kind of culture. But this is authorized. The message which comes from Parampara is authorized. A doctor can be authorized only to a university, not that wherever he goes and studies the books of this thing, doctorate, he cannot become a doctor. The same is spirituality should be authorized by a spiritual master. Clear? And he should be having a spiritual master and he should be surrendered to him. He should be a slave of his spiritual master, and the instructions of the spiritual master should be the life and soul of that disciple. Then only he becomes authorized, and then only he can become a guru. Not that everyone, and today in the TV you can see there's so many people who come in saffron dresses, having rudrakshi or having big tilaks and coming and started explaining many things. You think, oh, such a beautifully their ways, but the words are not authorized, Even today, what I'm saying here, my words should be authorized. That means I should first follow. For example, I'm asking you all to chant. It means even I should chant. First, I should follow. Then only I can do that. Then my words becomes authentic. There is a weightage to the words. So actually, when it enters the ears, it just drops down to the heart. Then the transformation happens. When there is no weightage to my words, how will that happen? Passing from this ears, it just comes out from the other ears. That's it. Okay, so knowledge should be from parampara. And you can see this parampara list. So anyhow, you can see in Bhagavad Gita book also, if you have a copy of it, you can see after this introduction, before the first chapter, where Srila Prabhupada gives this. You can see this, Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his spiritual master, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, his spiritual master, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, his spiritual master, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. It goes in the same way to Madhvacharya. In the fifth place, you can see Madhvacharya. Then his spiritual master, Vyasadeva, his spiritual master, Narada Muni. Narada Muni's spiritual master is Brahma, and Brahma directly received this knowledge from Krishna. You should read Bhagavatam to understand this, where Brahma was first living entity of this universe. So he started meditating on the Lord by hearing a word, tapa, for millions of years, for 1,000 celestial years. Then later, Krishna revealed everything in his heart. Then he started creating. This is how it started. Yeah. Then why parampara? You have many questions, so it will be answered here. Parampara preserves the teachings. It is not interpreted. It is not based on my mood or anything like that. It is authorized. It preserves the teachings of Krishna. It makes us to know what is the purpose of Krishna giving Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna and what was the understanding of Krishna's words. Not that, see, actually Sanskrit is very typical language. The same Sanskrit word we can derive many meanings for the word. In this way, when we are not a devotee, we start interpreting in many ways. And your purpose and mood are preserved. Definitely. Whose mood? Krishna's mood has been preserved. Direct, it is the same message. That's why Prabhupada says, Bhagavad Gita as it is. What Krishna wanted from us, it has been given as it is. It has not been interpreted. It is not interpreted according to my material knowledge, my limited intelligence. It's not been interpreted according to that. So no personally motivated interpretations, because he cannot have any personal things, because he is a slave of his spiritual master. That's what Srila Prabhupada did. In his whole lifetime, you can see he just glorifies his spiritual master. Just I'm an obedient servant of my spiritual master, just following his instructions. Never ever he claims that I am a guru or I am a god or something like that. And Prabhupada very clearly says, if somebody claims himself as a god, he is not a god, he is a dog. Yeah. Transparent via media. And it is very transparent because we can see the acharyas. What acharyas are saying? The same thing Guru is saying. There's no interpretation. So it's very clear. And the system is learn, follow, and teach principle. Not that you don't follow anything and you start teaching. You yourself don't have anything. You don't have any qualifications or any qualities. And you ask, for example, even you can take in material terminology, a father is smoking and asking the son not to smoke. First, he should be a qualified person to say that. Without I having any qualities, how can I say to my son, why will he obey to me? This is what spirituality is taken as a toss to everyone. Everyone can claim anything. They themselves can become guru. They themselves can become they become doctor. What will happen to this nation? From tomorrow, I'll say that I am a doctor. I'll do some operation, some surgery. I give medicine. I'll open my own hospital. What will happen? So it should be authorized. And today we don't have that system. So everyone are taking this as this thing, and they're utilizing to their own interpretations and just making us also, trapping us in that kind of spirituality and exploiting us all. So we should be very careful when we choose a spiritual master or when we choose some knowledge to be implemented in our life, whether it is authorized. Even if you materially fall down, it's not a problem. Only our body is going to be lost. But in spirituality, if you fall down, our spiritual life, our soul is going to fall down. If we get deviation in our spiritual life, what happens? What will be the result of our life? Not this. This problem is not for one lifetime. This becomes to millions of lifetimes. So we should be very careful. Okay. Then what is this knowledge about? What this knowledge gives us? Simple thing. I request everyone always, when you're sitting to this session, you can have a book and pen and note down some points. So this will be helpful for you. So what is knowledge? First thing you should know, what is knowledge? Knowledge is three things like. First thing, the question, who am I? Then who is the Supreme Lord, or who is the Creator? And what is the relationship between me and Lord? This only three things is knowledge. And to this, whatever you're reading, any books you read, anything you learn, when it is connected to the three things, then it is claimed as knowledge. Otherwise, it's only ignorance. Always, if you're thinking of this material body or material world and anything, it's only completely ignorance. What is the use of it? See, about self, who am I? About the Supreme Lord and his appellants, about our relationship with the Supreme Lord. This only is known as knowledge, that is called as Sambandha Jnana. After Sambandha Jnana, it is Abhidaya and Prayojana. Abhidaya means how to implement in that our life, and Prayojana, what is the results of it? It's liberation, going back to Godhead. That is the human goal, the destination. Clear, humanness. Now you can, in this portion, you can see the difference between the Lord and the living entity and his activities, and result of understanding him in his activities. What we are going to achieve by just reading this Bhagavad Gita and understanding as it is. So you can see the difference between Krishna and the living entity. Eternal and remembers Achyuta. He's known as Achyuta, never he falls down. And as we were discussing in second chapter also, we have two bodies, gross body and subtle body. But Lord is having only one body. There is Satchidananda. There is no difference between the Lord's soul and body. It is all the same. It is all spirit. It is Satchidananda. Okay. So eternal but forgets past life. Even we are Satchidananda. That means our soul is Satchidananda. Our body is not Satchidananda. As we are changing the body, we forget. But Lord never changes his body. So he never forgets. Please do read this chapter. Before coming to the session, if you read that PDF, at least something, or else if you don't have time, you at least hear to this thing audio, so that at least you'll be able to understand something here. Otherwise, I'll say only the important points, so you may not be able to catch it. Okay, then appear by my own will, Atma Maya. But this living entity has been forced, Mahamaya. Has been forced according to his karmic reactions. As whatever the karmic results I have acquired in this lifetime, I have to suffer or enjoy accordingly in my next life. So you are forced to take next birth. But Lord is not forced. It is said in one day of Brahma, only once he comes here. Krishna himself, he comes in one day of Brahma. He is independent, Swarat. Okay, appear in spiritual body, that's Satchidananda, and appears in material body. This is Atsat, Achit, and Nidhananda. That is the material or the bodily condition. Always Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Whatever you try to enjoy through this body, it ends up only by miseries, sorrow. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, and that is the reality also. Ehi samsparshacha bhoga dukkha yonaya evate. Adyantavanta kaunteya. Adyantavanta kaunteya means where there is beginning and end for something, and whatever you are trying to get out of it, it ends up in miseries. And always there is a beginning and end for this material world. Anything in this material world has a beginning and end. But spiritual, there is no end or beginning. That's why we are eternal. We don't have death. Whoever claims themselves as self, as soul, they don't have death. But if I myself claim that I'm this body, definitely I have a death. It's very clear. Then no difference in the body and self. Here we have a difference in it. Remembers all births, forgets because body changes. Lord remembers everything. Actually, we also remember everything. We are also Satchidananda. But as we are changing the bodies, we forget in the next body. Okay, reason of ascent. Then decline in religion, predominant rise in irreligion. When there is a decline in religion, when dharma is lost, Krishna incarnates. He comes at that time to re-establish dharma, to re-establish religion. Why? To annihilate the demons, to deliver the devotees, and to re-establish principles of religion. When the demons are increasing, and one thing, please understand one thing. Somebody will say that, see, when there now so many demons are there, but still Lord is not coming. Actually, Lord is never ever he'll come for the demon's sake. He did not come to kill Hiranyakashipu. He did not come to kill Ravana. It was one devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. To save him, even he broke the pillars and he came out. It is not that Lord is within the pillar, because never ever he makes his devotees' words a lie. When his father Hiranyakashipu asked, where is your Lord? Who is protecting you? He says, it's the Supreme Lord. Where is he? He is everywhere. Is he in this pillar? Yes, my Lord is in this pillar. As soon as Prahlad Maharaj says, my Lord is in this pillar, just he came out of the pillar. So never ever he makes his devotees' words lie. Whatever you say, he makes that as true. Even he gives up his words, but never ever he'll make his devotees' words to come untruth. Okay, and you can see here, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Paritranaya sadhunam, very most important. As I was saying, he's not coming for the sake of, once what happened, let me say a small story so that you'll be able to understand. So he's not coming for the sake of demons, he's coming for the sake of his pure devotees. In the 10th chapter, it says more about it. There is no other word for my devotees other than me. Always they are happy, blissful, just by reciting or paraspara, just one another talking about the Supreme Lord's pastimes. That is only their life. So they don't know anyone other than me, and me also. I don't know anyone other than my devotees. That is the real intimate relationship of a Supreme Lord and the devotees. That's why requesting everyone to become devotees of them. Okay. Once what happened, Akbar, he asked his minister, Birbal, why is that your Lord always descends? Why can't he send his servants? You say that your Lord is so supreme. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, he can do anything, that there's so many things. Why always he himself he comes? So here Birbal says, my dear Lord, give me some time, I'll answer this. So after a few days, what happened? Once Akbar, his family, everyone were going for an outing. They were going on a big boat where the ground floor is with all the soldiers, all the servants, they were there. And there was a first floor in the boat. They're built in such a way where this top of the ground floor, it was the family of Akbar. Only the ministers and Akbar, only they can go there. Others, all the servants are all below. So just Birbal went there. And Akbar had his son. He was next to his son. He just went there, caught hold of the hands of his son and picked him and threw him into the river where they were going on the boat. He just threw him. Seeing this, Birbal, as soon as Akbar saw this, he came and dived into the water. He jumped into the water to protect his son. Meanwhile, what happened? Before Akbar came, all the servants who are below, they saw that Akbar's son has been jumped to the water. Everyone just jumped into the water. They protected him. And anyhow, Akbar, even he jumped, but he came empty-handed. He was not able to save his son. It was actually that his servants have saved him. But he wasn't very angry. He just came this sword to Birbal. What kind of a crooked or what kind of a person you are? You are trying to kill my son. He says, my Lord, wait for a while. You saw that your son has been dropped to the water. Did you save him? No, it was your servants. Actually, who are you? You're a great king. You have so many servants. Just by one order, easily they can be saved. They can save your son. And even now, without your order, they have saved your son. Why did you jump? He says, are you a fool? He's my son. My son, how could I be without saving him? And then Birbal says, that is the position of the Supreme Lord. When his devotees are in problem, why will he not come? So whenever there is a devotee in problem, definitely Lord incarnates. Sambhavami yuge yuge. Every millennium after millennium, he comes. Actually, you should understand why should Lord come. What is the position of the Lord, It's a small analogy or small kind of an example to understand you. The weapon of Lord is having Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra. Yes. What is the power of Sudarshan Chakra? For example, in a summer season, at somewhere around midday, around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, you can see this hot sun. You take small lamp outside. How much light can that small lamp give you? In front of the huge effulgent sun, nowhere you cannot even see whether there's a lamp or what. No light you can expect from the small lamp. The same thing, when Sudarshan Chakra comes out, our sun becomes like the small lamp, a small candle or whatever you can say. Such is the power of Sudarshan Chakra, and a Lord who's possessing that weapon. How powerful should he be? Never you can expect that Lord is equal to us or he should come always. But that is the mercy, Lord. When his devotees have problem, he himself comes in. In coming days, you'll see in 9th chapter, Krishna says, Ananyas chintayan tamam yejana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam mahamyam. I myself come and protect my devotees. Such is the position he has given to his devotees. So please do everyone become devotees of the Lord. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and start offering some bhoga to him. Definitely we'll become devotees of the Lord, and we can see the reciprocation that the Lord does in our life. Okay. Next. Janma karma cha me divyam yevam yo vedi tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma maiti mameti sorjuna. Janma karma, everything is divine. It is transcendental. The Lord's birth and activities are all transcendental. Evam yo veti tattvata, a person who is able to understand as it is. Who can understand? Only a devotee, very clear. Who is able to understand as it is. Tektva deham punarjanma. Never ever he'll take his birth in this material world. Naitimam eti so Arjuna. There is no need also, Arjuna, to take his birth in this material world, because I am there. Mukti Pradata Mukunda, I am there to protect him. I will liberate him from this material world as soon as he understands who am I. Once he understands that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is sufficient for us to get liberated. Not just theoretically, but practically also. Whenever we are offering some milk or fruit, you should have from the heart, from the bottom of the heart, that I'm offering to the Supreme Lord, not to the photo, not to some picture. I'm offering to the Supreme Lord. When we have such kind of a realization, definitely will be liberated in this same life. No need to take another birth also. Yeah. Then accurate understanding. The most important topic. What is the misconceptions or the misunderstandings that we have through our whole life? And today it will be solved. Knowledge removes two major misconceptions. All paths lead to the same destination, the caste system, unfair and exploitative. About the caste system and about the worship of many gods, or whatever you worship, the result is the same, they say. There here Krishna is saying, Etamam prapadyasitam statay bhajamyam mama vartamanu vartante manushya pata sarvashaha. Whoever worships me in whatever way, they'll be getting that. Whatever the desires you have, however you want the Lord to reciprocate to you, he will reciprocate in the same way. There is no difference. He will never show any difference. For a simple example, I'll give you. You go for a shop. You want to purchase something. For example, there is a sweet stall. There's only one sweet, you think. You give him 10 rupees. 10 rupees is a sweet. You give him 10 rupees. What will he do? He will give you one sweet. Give him 100 rupees. He will give 10 sweets. Very simple. The Lord also is very simple. How much you are surrendering unto him, he will reciprocate accordingly. If you claim him to be a stone, definitely is a stone. You claim him that he don't have any form. Yes, he is not having any form. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan Iti Shabhyate is the source of everything. But however you reciprocate to him, however you surrender unto him, he reciprocates in the same way. Definitely you offer him some milk and fruits, definitely he will take that. He will honor it. Yeah. If you think that it's only I'm keeping in front of the Lord and taking it, he's not going to eat, never will eat. Bhavagrahi Janardana. There is a lot of what I can say, bhava, the ecstasy or the emotion which we say. It is the faith that you have on Lord that accordingly reciprocates. You can see here different paths, different destinations, not one. Not that whatever you worship, however you worship, the destination will be the same. Actually, devotees don't have any desires other than serving the Lord. But you can see a karmi here. Karmi gets material desires fulfilled. Because he's having the material desires, I want to have a big house. I want to have a good wife. I want to have a good education. I want my earnings should be good. I should have a good wealth. Definitely will fulfill all the desires. Even if you go to the Supreme Lord and ask, because I am a karmi, I wanted my desires to be fulfilled, he will fulfill. How can he and a devotee can be equal? No, going to a shop and giving 10 rupees, how could you expect 10 sweets out of it? What you are surrendering to that, the same thing you get. And here Jnani attains Brahman. A Jnani is a person who thinks that Lord is without any form. He thinks, let me merge into the light. Yes, you can merge into the light. That is Brahman realization. Krishna reciprocates accordingly. And yogis get mystic powers. They need mystic powers. Mahima, Lagima, something like this. Anima, Lagima, Mahima. Many, there are mystic, 8 kinds of mystic powers. They can walk on the water. They can lift the mountain. You can see Vishwamitra. He was a yogi. He was able to create a heavenly planet. It was Trishanku. That is the power of a yogi. But what a devotee is superior to all. He has won even the Supreme Lord, not this material world. Actually, Krishna dances on the words of his devotee, So anything comes in the mouth of devotee, Krishna fulfills everything. Even devotee, sometimes he blesses someone. There's a small story here. Once what happened, Narada Muni was going to many villages and places. One family invited him, husband, wife, requested, my dear Muni, my dear Narada Muni, we don't have any children. Can you please bless us? He said, okay, let me go to the Lord and I'll ask and bless you. He goes to the Lord and Lord says, no, they don't have any karmic result for the children. They'll not have any children in this lifetime. Then how to say this message to the couples? So he did not come here. After many years, once again he came. Once again he came that both couples, they were playing with their kids. There was 2 children. They were playing there. Then Narada Muni came there. Oh, children, whose children is this? The person said, it's my child, it's my son. No, your son in the sense, your brother's son, yours. Said, no, they're my son. They have taken birth from my, wife's womb. They're my son, my children, own children. No, Narada Muni is confused. Lord said that they don't have any karmic results to get their children. How did they can have children now? The one thing, the Lord's word should be wrong or this person is wrong. Let me go and confirm with the Lord. He'll go to the Lord. He will say, my dear Lord, what is this? You said that they don't have any karmic results or any qualification to have children, but now they have 2 kids. Then the Lord says, what to do? I am servant of my devotees. Once my devotee was begging alms. He said, do chapati, do bacha. Whoever gives me 2 chapati, they'll have 2 kids. I'll bless them. So they have provided 2 chapatis to him and he has blessed them that they'll have 2 children. And I am bound on the words of my devotee, so I have given. Even if they don't have that karmic result, I have given them. So that is the position of a devotee. Krishna never ever he makes his devotees to fall down. So that is the exalted position of a devotee. How can a karmic jnani yogi be equivalent to a devotee? Actually, Lord and devotee is equal, not even equal. Devotee is sometimes greater than the Lord, In your coming days, I'll say where Amrish Maharaj says, Lord Krishna can be purchased by bhakti. So guess out of this which has permanent result. Who's great, you can just imagine. Okay, Varnashrama Dharma, another important topic. Chaturvarnyam maya sushtam guna karma vipagachaha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Many claim that, oh, I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya. Who can be a Brahmana? Krishna very clearly says, and this caste system which you say, it is not caste, it is Varnashrama. It has been created by the Lord himself. He says, Chaturvanya Maya Srishtam. I have created this four varnas, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Many say it is unscientific or it is not. No, when something is coming from the Lord, it is absolute. How it has been created? Guna karma vibhagasha, not Janma karma. Brahmana's son cannot be a Brahmana. As doctor's son cannot be a doctor, Brahmana's son cannot be a Brahmana. He should have the qualities. In the 18th chapter, when it comes, I'll say you there. In the 18.42, you want to refer, you can refer also. The qualities of a Brahmana. Then the qualities of a Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, it's very clearly specified. Who's having the qualities only claim himself as Brahmana, not everyone. And yesterday, somewhere I was saying the quality of a Shudra. Just imagine what should be the position of a Brahmana. I don't think in our whole lifetime we'll be able to see a Brahmana. We can't even expect that. That is the great position of a Brahmana. And devotees are more superior than Brahmanas. So we are wanted to become devotees. Just imagine what we are trying to achieve. What kind of a position are we trying to achieve? So according to three modes of material nature, everyone have their material modes. That is Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Based on that, the criteria has been made. And his activities, guna and karma. What are the karyas or the activities is he doing? For example, if he is in mode of ignorance, Tamoguna, he'll be a Shudra. And Vaishya is in two gunas, that is ignorance and passion, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. And Kshatriyas are passionate, they are in the god of Rajoguna, and Brahmanas in Sattoguna. And devotees, Vaishnavas, are in Shuddha Sattva. So based on their gunas and activities, it's been done, not according to when my father is something, I cannot be the same. And Shudra's son is not Shudra, he can become a Brahmana. That's why you should know in Srimad Bhagavatam, even the great Brahmana, Dronacharya, you know Dronacharya, in the first chapter I've said the story also. Such a great, exalted Brahmana he was. His son, Ashwatthama, is not a Brahmana. He said as Brahma Bandhu, a relative of a Brahmana, but never is claimed as a Brahmana. Without qualities, no one can become a Brahmana. Without qualities, you cannot become a Kshatriya or a Vaishya, even Shudra. Even to claim yourself as a Shudra, we should have certain qualities to claim ourselves as Shudras. The first point is trustworthy. The whole world is having faith on me, then I will be qualified to be a Shudra. Then imagine where do we stand now? What is our position? And many other 10 categories comes below this Shudra also. There's a Chandala, Pulkasa, many things are there. So we come somewhere to that category. So Chaturvanya, what Krishna has created, it's absolute. You cannot find any flaw in that. He is the Supreme Lord. When he creates, how can be any fault in this? And nowadays modern people, they think, oh, this shouldn't be, this is wrong. Without that, you cannot even leave, For example, you go to office. There's a manager, there's a boss, there is a manager, there's a clerk, there is a peon. And there's a person who is washing the, cleaning the floor and cleaning the toilet, everything. You can't make everyone Brahmanas. That means you cannot make everyone managers and sit on the chair and do. And you cannot make everyone as peons or servants. Clear? There is difference, no? You cannot run a nation, you cannot run a society without the differences. And foolishly we say that, oh, this caste system has to be removed. It shouldn't be, this is unfair or unscientific. No, it is perfect. Actually, whatever Krishna does, it is Sanatana, it is eternal. And this is based according to Guna Karma. When we take different terminology, if we take a different understanding, definitely it will be a wrong thing. Wrong understanding gives a wrong result. That is why we should take the knowledge from an authorized person. Yeah. Now let us go to the next topic, reactionless karma. Karma, vikarma, and akarma. What is this? What is karma? Means activity is very clear. Now let us see what is this karma, vikarma, and akarma. Kim karma karmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravikshami yajñatva moksha saishubhat. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Very difficult to understand what is karma and what is akarma. Now, I shall explain to you what Action is knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. So very simple. It's what is karma? Anything which you are doing, pious activities is karma. And anything you follow your activities according to the scriptures, according to the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. See, for us, scriptures means it's only Bhagavad Gita. Don't even think about Vedas, Puranas. We are not so such scholarly person also, and we are not so such great devotees also. Never ever you can even understand. Even understanding Bhagavad Gita itself is a great challenge to us. What to speak of other Vedic? No need to think. Only Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has very clearly instructed us. Just follow that. That's such. Okay, go according to the life of Bhagavad Gita, and then that is karma. That's just good karma. And this is what happens? Pious results. You'll have good results of it. Enjoy temporary happiness so that you'll have a good wealth, you'll have a good wife, good job, good beauty, and everything in this way. Because we have done some good things, so you'll have good results. So you start enjoying material, but sufferings are there always. Janma Mrityu Jaravedi will be there. What is vikarma? It's more abominable. It's worse than karma. What is that? Impious or sinful acts. When you do according or opposite to the Vedic injunctions, against Vedic injunctions, when you don't follow it, when you don't take up Krishna consciousness, or you don't take up Bhagavad Gita to our life, then we'll be vikarma. We'll be sinful persons. We commit only sins by our lack of knowledge, not knowing what is life, what should we do. We think, oh, this is right. It becomes foolishness. To understand this, I think a small story, I'll say. Because see, time is going away, but without saying, making you to understand, it becomes a waste of giving this knowledge. For example, you think, sometimes we claim ourselves, this is right. What I'm doing is correct. But who should decide? It's not me. A spiritual master should decide this. For example, a small child is suffering from fever. And the mother is giving only hot things to the child. Some rasam food or something like this. She's giving pepper food or something. Only hot she's giving because the child is suffering from fever. And now mother has gone out and elder brother has come. Oh, my dear sister, you are suffering. What is that? How can I please you? What you need? She asked, brother, can you get me ice cream? My mother is not providing me anything. From morning, she's giving only this hot things to me. Can you get me something cool? My dear sister, why shouldn't you get? I will get for you. You will go purchase the ice cream and come and give to that sister. And she will eat. What will happen by this? Already she's suffering from fever. When she eats this ice cream, sometimes even she gets pneumonia, some other bigger things, and she might even lose her life. Did he do anything wrong here? No, he's doing it correctly. No, whatever the sister is asking is pleasing. Many times we think in the same way. I'm doing perfectly. I'm doing very much correct. But scriptures say it is wrong. That means it is wrong only. Never it can be wrong. Whatever scriptures say, it is absolute. In this way, with lack of knowledge and ignorance, we sometimes, then in the 14th chapter, there it will come about tamogunis. When we are in tamoguna, we think this is religion and this is religious, and we do that. Actually, everything becomes adharmic. Okay, fetches sinful reactions. And actually, when the child dies, the sin goes to the brother who has tried to help her by giving an ice cream. The result goes to him. So we should have knowledge. I'm saying this is in material terminology, and think about spirituality. Without Bhagavad Gita, no life. Why I'm saying so many times the same word, at least then you should be convinced that without Bhagavad Gita, I cannot live a human living. Human life is a waste without knowledge or the message of the Lord. It's a manual to a life. Okay, then sufferings. By this way, you get sufferings. And what is karma? Devotional activities done to please the Lord. This is the right or a perfection of human being life. Engaging in Jivera Surupohai Krishnera Nityadas. We are eternal servants of the Lord. So our prime duty is to please the Lord. So Dharma, Nitya Dharma we saw. Our prime Dharma is to please the Lord. Yes, we have to fulfill our responsibilities also. We have to take care of that also. But the prime duty is to fulfill the desires of the Lord. Done to please the Lord, not done for one's own gain. Enjoys eternal transcendental happiness. So he's qualified to enter the spiritual world. He's liberated from this material world because he has understood what is his prime duty. What is his conditional position? Sorry, what is his constitutional position? What should he do? What is Swarupa? Swarupa is nothing but our natural condition, natural constitutional position of a living entity. Jivera Swarupa by Krishna Nityadas. For example, what is the Swarupa? Constitutional position of water? Liquidity. What is the constitutional position of a fire? Being hot and giving light. What is the constitutional position of a sugar? To be sweet. What is the constitutional position of a chili? To be hot. The same thing, the constitutional position of a living entity is to be servant of the Supreme Lord Krishna. That's it. Very clear. Scriptures are very clear to us. It is only we, by our foolish ignorance, we are not able to understand that, and we lead our life as animalistic life only. But eating, sleeping, mating, depending, only that we see as our prime duties. Okay, now we can see the difference here. So work with attachment. Even karma and vikarma is done with attachment, but akarma is done for Krishna. In attitude, according to the scriptures you do, here you do against the scriptures, and here there's no need of scriptures at all. You do anything. That's why Krishna says, whatever you do in your life is all transcendental, not even pious. It is transcendental, it is divine. That's why Krishna teaches there in the end in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, where Yudhishthira Maharaj says a lie. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja. The meaning of that verse, it is not that everyone can say a lie for the Lord's sake. No. First, I should have that qualities, achieve all the dharma. Then finally, for the Lord's sake, we have to give up that. It's more depth in it. When coming classes, somewhere you can discuss about all this. Then result, good result, bad result. Here enjoys transcendental happiness. Okay. Now the final part of this. What is that? Surrender. Whom to surrender? How to surrender? Why should I surrender? Everything we have questions here. Krishna says, Tadvidi pranipatena prashnena sevayo padekshayanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. This is the only source that you can get the knowledge, not other way. Tadvidi pranipatena. First thing, you should be very humble. Humbly surrender unto a spiritual master. Very prashnena sevaya. Then start asking questions. First, you do the sevaya. Sevaya, do the service to him. Please him. Then ask some questions about life. Questions to a spiritual master. What should be? It shouldn't be a material thing. When will I build my house? When will I get a job? When will I get married? No. When will I get liberated from this material bondage? That should be the question to a spiritual master. This is not. And when we have knowledge, we become humble. Getting the mode of receiving this jnana is also humble. And by getting more and more knowledge, you become humbler and humbler. Once we understand that I'm very insignificant, you become humble. Padikshanantate jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Only by surrendering to a spiritual master, he imparts the knowledge. And this knowledge is not that somebody can show any partiality. No, it's very subtle. It comes from the spiritual master's heart to the disciple's heart. Not that it is coming from his mouth. Oh, he's giving some different knowledge to different disciples. No. You start serving him. When he gets pleased by our service, automatically it is Krishna who is giving the knowledge. He reveals in our heart. When his heart, spiritual master's heart, is pleased by our activities, definitely our heart is filled with knowledge. It's very subtle. Nobody can cheat. You just pretending to be a good disciple or serving the spiritual master. It's internally matters because Supreme Lord knows everything. Okay. Glories of knowledge from Guru never falls into illusion. When we take this knowledge from the spiritual master, never ever it will fall down to this illusory world. As Shankaracharya says, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mityam. Jagat is false. Actually, Vaishnavas claim that it is not false. It is temporary. Yes. But Brahma Satyam and the spiritual master. That's why we say the very first beginning prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya. I am just suffering in this Ajnana, in a what I can say, well of darkness with this illusion, please show me light. And it is the spiritual master who chose the torchlight to us. With that light, we'll be able to come out of our illusion. Yeah. Crosses the ocean of miseries. We call this as Bhavasagara. It's the ocean of miseries. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi is the cycle of it. We're just binded into it. And we'll be able to come out of it. Cross this Bhavasagara, destroys all sinful reactions. When we take the shelter of a spiritual master, all the sinful reactions of millions of lifetimes, results will be destroyed. Then who can get this and who cannot achieve this? Faithful, dedicated, controls senses. These three qualities. Who's having faith? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Who's having faith on the spiritual master? Who's having faith on the parampara? Who's having faith on the scriptures? You don't have faith, nowhere you will be able to understand Bhagavad Gita or the scriptures or the message of the Lord. And who's dedicated, who's eager to learn this, who's very sincere to his spiritual master's instructions, and accordingly who controls his senses. That's what according to the instructions of a spiritual master, he controls his senses and dedicatedly tries to follow the instructions. And who cannot get this? Ignorant, faithless, and doubtful of revealed scriptures. Who's having such kind of qualities, never ever he'll be a devotee of the Lord, never ever he can make his life perfect. Even by hearing this knowledge also, we may not do this sometimes because we don't have this faith. And bhakti starts from faith. Shraddha, sadhu, sangha, bhajana, kriya, anartha, nivritti, nishta, ruchi, asakti, bhava, prema. Actually, spirituality is not something ignorance or unscientific or superstitious. No, it is science. It is transcendental divine science. And somebody say science something. That is not science, that is ignorance. I think tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'll say about Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana Pramana, Shabda Pramana, which is authentic message and which is truthful, which is absolute. Not that whatever we see in the eyes becomes true. No. Many times which we see from our eyes also will be a lie. Okay. So that all we'll discuss tomorrow also. In today's chapter, what all we learned? Eternal knowledge or transcendental knowledge, divine knowledge. Very simple. And to acquire this, definitely we should be a devotee of the Supreme Lord or a friend of him. Otherwise we cannot. And this knowledge comes through Guru Sishya Parampara. Without Parampara, this cannot be authorized knowledge. Yeah. An accurate understanding that whomever you worship, you get the same result. It's a false result. It's not true. So however you surrender to the Lord, you will be reciprocated in the same way. And the caste system, it is Varna Ashrama. Definitely we need Brahmanas. Brahmana is the head of the society. He is representative of the Lord by the intelligence. And Kshatriyas are the representative of the Lord through the arms. And Vaishyas are the representative of the Lord. The stomach is the person who fills everyone's stomach. And Shudra is the representative of the Lord through his legs. Where this society should move means it is based on the Shudras. Don't think Shudra is very low and Brahmana is high. No. In our body, head and legs are both equally important. The same way. For a society, Brahmana, Shudra, everyone are important in the same way. Okay, then reactionless karma. How to do this reactionless karma? Karma, vikarma, we came to know. By engaging in the Lord's service, it becomes a karma so that we don't have any results and we are not binded into this material world. And finally, surrender to a spiritual master. When we have faith on the Guru Sadhu Shastra, we surrender to him. And how to surrender? In a humble way, start serving him. Definitely he'll be able to impart the knowledge because he has realized. So Krishna has been pleased by that spiritual master. So whatever you serve to him, it is equivalent that you're serving to the Supreme Lord. So he will be pleased and he will reveal knowledge in our heart by serving the spiritual master. Okay. And what is for tomorrow? Tomorrow, another important topic, it is Krishna consciousness. Once again, the Karma Yoga comes here. Karma Yoga. Now, Arjuna asks a question, then for that answer, he uses this chapter. It is Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness. How should we do our activities in Krishna consciousness? And tomorrow, there is an important story in the very beginning. Stay in this world. How to stay in this world. one story gives us one message where we can transform towards the perfection. Now there is a quiz link. I request everyone to do. Please participate in this. Okay. Now let us chant once Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. नाम नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पिता नियमित स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशं यजानुनानुरागः. नाम नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति. There are millions and millions of names of the Supreme Lord. All are equally potent. All are with complete. All Lord's energy is being just kept in the names of the Lord. Everyone know this. Even Ramayana, you can see there. Just even the heavy stones and the mountains started floating on the water when it was written as Sri Ram. That is the power of the Lord's holy name. Tatra arpita niyamita smaranena kalaha. And there is no any rules and restrictions for the Supreme Lord's holy names. Everyone can chant, anywhere they can chant, and anytime. Sarva kalaha, all the time. Can chant the holy name and get purified ourselves. Okay. Lakshmi Narasimha, Gandharvika Giridhari, and ISKCON HP. And if someone is having any questions, you can raise their hands now. Meanwhile, first let us see the announcements.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So let me share my screen to share the report of yesterday.
Can we announce about tomorrow's Abhishek?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. So actually tomorrow in our temple we have Narasimha-Dev's Abhishekam. Every second Saturday we have a special Abhishekam to the Lord. So it starts at 11 o'clock. It goes on till 1 o'clock or 1:30 something. So I request everyone who are nearby. Anyhow, I request Chandrasekhar Prabhu or Raju Prabhu, someone to post in the group. So you can participate in it. If you are near to the temple, you can come and you can participate in Abhishekam. Very grand Abhishekam will be there. And you will be having many opportunities to serve the Lord also. Many services will be available, like vegetable cutting or fruit cutting or cleaning and putting the mat in the temple. Still, it is very beginning stage. In the coming days, I'll let you know how to purify us and how to serve the Lord also. And we have a cooking also, so vegetable cooking, something like this. We'll have many services. So whoever is near, you can just come and you can please message me also, so that I'll know that you'll be coming, so that I can at least, anyhow, I'll be busy, but still I can take care of you also or guide you accordingly. And there's opportunity to serve in other way also. If you have wanted any services for Abhishekam or you want to sponsor for the Prasadam part or anything like that, so you can do. It's up to you. Okay, fine. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am. So, as per yesterday, around 99 devotees attended the session, Prabhu, and quiz was attended by 47 devotees, and chanting was done by 31. There is slight decrease in all of them. Yeah, okay. And there was one question, Prabhu, you asked in the session yesterday. Naivedya, I think I missed to record that.
Okay, fine.
Okay, let me see, Prabhu. It should be somewhere. Okay, Raju Prabhu, you can just check that and keep it ready. Maybe tomorrow I'll add that to that column. I missed it.
Yes.
Yeah. There were a few questions, Prabhu. Okay.
So let's start with the live question, then I'll take up the other question. And chanting, wonderful.
25 members have the Naivedya.
25 devotees.
Okay.
But I need everyone to do. But it's up to you. You have the independence. Yesterday I missed out one thing about the goat and the rope. I said in the last.
Yes, that question.
And everyone forgot. Even I forgot. So now I'll give the option to you. You can just put in the chat box. Whose decision was that? It was the goat's decision or the God's decision? Why the goat was standing there? Whose decision was that? You can just put in the chat box. Meanwhile, I'll take the question from Surabhi Mataji. Then I'll see the result. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So I have a few questions for today.
Yes, ma'am.
We started the class with when we spoke about the Gurujis, right?
Hmm.
The Prabhuji, I have always had the feeling that when you had also mentioned that we should be wise enough while choosing our gurus. So my personal belief is, and I've also heard this a lot, that it is our guru who chooses us and not us who choose our guru.
Yes, it's both same, Mataji. It is both the same. So first it is what I can say. You heard this story of Bilumangal Thakur?
Which one? Did you mention it in the class?
Yeah, I have narrated in the class, no?
Yes,
Something.
then I would have.
Bilumangal Thakur, where he goes to the prostitute Chintamani.
Yes, yesterday's.
He receives her as a spiritual master.
Right.
First, who chose her? It was Bilumangal Thakur. As a prostitute, he chose her. And finally, she became a guru too. So here, we need some basic qualities to choose a guru. No? Whether he is a qualified or not a qualified, you should see. That's why there is many levels in spirituality, Mataji, not one. There's this thing where you choose a parampara, where you choose a guru, where you can connect your heart to him, then you come to him, and final decision is to the spiritual master to choose you as his disciple or not. It's both the way. But in the beginning, it is your, what I can say, it's your work, your homework. Like you have to do that part and you have to come to that level. And finally, you go and offer yourself to the spiritual master. I want to be your disciple. That's what Arjuna says there. Shishyastem shadimam tvam prapannam. He completely surrenders. Then it's up to Krishna. It's up to spiritual master whether to take you as his disciple or not. So actually, it is the ultimate it's in the hands of Guru. But in the beginning, it is first we should offer to him, no? Offer ourselves to the spiritual master. Understood?
Right. But how do I go looking out for gurus?
You be with us, Mataji. Be in a parampara. Get connected to a parampara, definitely will take you there. As I am there, I am a servant of my spiritual master. The same way I'll take you somewhere to there. Then it's up to you. It's not only that my duty is only to show the path. Wherever you get deviated, I say, Mataji, not this way, not this way. Somewhere I'll be showing the path, and definitely you have to walk. Whether there is stones, whether there are thorns, or however it is, you have to walk on it and achieve your life's purpose. Okay, yes.
Then you'd shown a list of paramparas.
Yes.
I wanted to know whether all of this while, from Krishna sharing this knowledge with Arjun till now that we are hearing this kind of knowledge, hasn't everything during this hierarchy, hasn't everything gotten adulterated in between?
No, if it gets adulterated, it will not come to parampara. There were many adulterations also, no? In this parampara, you think only there is 32 generations still Krishna? No, there was a long gap also in between. Where Bhaktivinoda Thakur, before him also there was a long gap. Then finally to just get an authentic copy of one Chaitanya Charitamrita, he spends 40 years something. He searches for it. The whole Bengali was not able to, because there were so many Sahajiyas during those days. I don't know age. When I was very small boy, we used to get this news of Vrindavan. Many are dancing there as Gopikas and Krishna. They're all Sahajiyas, claiming themselves as Krishna and Gopis, doing some abominable activities, interpreting this Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. That was the era it was going on. So it was this great Acharyas who has protected us from that kind of sinful activities, So then, that's why it is said, it is not Diksha Parampara, it is our Siksha Parampara. Then one great guru comes out and he takes it up. As Prabhupada, if Prabhupada was not there, do you think our knowledge might be protected in this way? No, we were completely lost. We were not there in there. Nowhere in the picture. Because Prabhupada, something like the sunrise, he came out, he started giving this knowledge to the whole world. And now the whole world know what is Bhagavad Gita. So something like that. After, and Prabhupada very clearly said, for another 10,000 years, my books are the law books. Spiritual. So he'll be there in his books. After that, definitely many demons will come. They start getting degraded, or interpretation starts happening in that way. Okay. So whatever the list has been shown, all authorized or bona fide or empowered acharyas names are there. Okay. Yes.
Definitely. Then you shared a story of Lord Bali and how Lord Vishnu disguised himself. Yes. Therein you also mentioned that he was, in between offering whatever Lord has asked, his guru, I think Guru Shukracharya ji,
Shukracharya, yes.
he had, he'd warned him that he's Lord Vishnu and that you should not give the offerings. In the
Yes.
story, you did mention this. So why did he not listen to his guru? And meanwhile, I don't think that he had recognized him as Lord Vishnu. Lord Bali, he had not recognized.
After knowing that also, so that is why it is not that based only on Guru Mataji. That's why from many times I'm saying Guru Sadhu Shastra. Guru Sadhu Shastra. This is very early to give this message or knowledge to you. But still, because you're asking, so sometimes even in ISKCON or even in our parampara, you can even reject sometimes Guru when he gets deviated. When he gets deviated, you can reject that Guru. So sometimes, what I can say, Maya is very strong. And sometimes there might be some, what I can say, pastime where Krishna is also playing. Many things we can say. You cannot claim that Guru is wrong. That's why something happened. No. Many reasons will be there. We cannot find it, but still, sometimes a Guru is deviating from the parampara and the scriptures. A disciple can reject such kind of a Guru. So ultimate goal of a human being is to please the Lord. And here Shukracharya is rejecting because he was in little fear that he'll be losing all the opulence. Not only my disciple, even I'll be, according to him, even I'll be losing it. When my Bali Maharaj loses everything, even I'll be losing all the opulence. So he had such kind of a fear, so he was getting deviated. But it was great of Maharaj. He not got deviated and he took a right decision.
So because we have a doha called Guru Gobindo Khade Kake Lagu Pa Balihari Gulu Aapki Govindeyo Bataye. If you heard about this doha, it says that while choosing, if my guru and God are standing in two different directions, and if I have to touch the feet of one of them first, I will go and touch the feet of my guru because it is because of the guru that I have come and gotten the grace of God.
Yes, Mataji. It's right, absolutely right.
So if in this particular case, Bali
not only just, it shouldn't be as superstitious, or it shouldn't become, what I can say, in ignorance somewhere. You're going and surrendering to the Guru blindly without knowing anything. No, that's why this whole class is there. This session was there. That means you should understand who is a Guru.
Spiritual. But as Guru, as a Guru, somebody like Shukracharya, how will we not trust him in any position?
No. See, in the very beginning, his Guru was guiding him in a right way. So even he can get deviated at any moment. Till the end, the guidance was correct. But anyhow, it was towards the material. He was greedy to the material needs or something like that. So he was guiding him the same way. Anyhow, he had some powers, great powers, Shukracharya. Even when Bali Maharaj was dead in the battle, he gave life for hundreds and millions of asuras. Such a great personality was Shukracharya. But even don't think that a great, for example, you take Vishwamitra. He was such a great exalted person, but he fell down for Menaka. And Saubhari Muni also such a great person who was able to go and meditate within the water. Just seeing two fishes, he fell down. So not that till the end of him he'll be always perfect. Even when we surrender to a guru, and when somewhere guru is deviating, we have all the rights to converse with him. Guru Maharaj, what is this happening? You are saying something and you are doing something. If he is really genuine, he will realize and he might come back to the path. Or else he'll say, what I say is the real path and I get deviated and you also should come behind him. So you have all the rights to reject that kind of a guru. But definitely what you said is absolutely right. When the Lord and Guru is standing, it's our prime duty is to give respects to the spiritual. More important than the Lord is the Guru, is the dearmost devotee of the Lord, Else a small pastime for this. Once what happened? Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya was going to Tirumala and he was not able to find which way to go to Tirumala. So there was a dhobi person who was washing his clothes. And he was going with hundreds of his disciples. He was a great Acharya. So he went and asked, then that person said, oh, this is the way to go to Tirumala. He just showed his hand. Then Ramanujacharya gave a posted obeisances to that dhobi person. Seeing all the disciples were surprised. Acharya, what is that you're doing? He said, he is my guru. He's showing the way to Vaikuntha. So why shouldn't I offer my respects to him? So in this way, whoever shows the path to the spiritual world or to the Supreme Lord, it is our prime duty is to offer our respects to him. If somebody is getting deviated, let him be however superior person. It's our prime duty to get away from him. So we also should be diligent sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Then there was this slideshow about difference between us and God. Therein, there was one point which said that God's body does not change.
Yes.
Does God has a body?
Yes.
Question.
Why not? Actually,
but then he is present in every form.
Actually, we also have a form. Have a body. You think our face, hand, leg, all this is the body? This is the form? No, actually, material world don't have form. Matter don't have form. Bhumi Rapunala Vayu Kammana Buddhi Revacha don't have form. So the form comes from the, what I can say, from the spirit soul. Soul's thoughts makes a form to the subtle body. And this gross body sits on that. Sitting on that, it becomes a form. Have you seen some dolls they prepare, no? Before that, they have a print. Then they put the mud or something on that, and then the doll's face comes. Have you seen this? Sorry. Have you seen some dolls making this thing, Mataji? What they call it? Call that as a mold or something. So they make some dolls out of mud or something like that. So there will be a print of that face or the doll. They take this mud, fill it up, tightly fill it up, and finally they drop. It will be with the same form. That means the mud not had any form. Actually, the print or the mold that made the form. Yeah. Same way, this material don't have form. It is actually our Satchidananda soul is having a form. Mataji, this knowledge is very high. So I don't know how far you'll be able to understand. It comes in a higher knowledge of spiritual books, not in Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita is very clear. It's absolute. But still, more depth is by Acharyas is given in other books. The real form is with the soul, not with the body. Actually, the same. The form of ours, when it gets contaminated with this material things, with our material thoughts or with our desires, the form changes accordingly. So I think somewhere tomorrow will get. Krishna very clearly says, according to his desires, he'll get his senses. His nose, his eyes, everything will be transformed accordingly. Clear, material is not the form. I understood the question, do Lord have form? But actually, Lord is having form, and it is we also having spiritual form, not the material. Material, what we are seeing is not real form. It is according to, based on our desires, we have got this.
So we worship, we have idol worship. We worship God in a form. We worship Krishna.
Don't say idol worship, it's deity worship.
Sorry?
It's deity worship.
Deity worship. Okay. So the form that we have given to Krishna is the same form that he has?
Yes. Because it has been said by the Acharyas who have seen him. The form is given by the Acharyas, the great devotees who have seen him. In that way, whatever the form we are seeing, it is true, absolutely true. That is how Krishna is.
But then he has taken a different form as Rama,
Yes. Why not?
which is fine.
Which is?
Which is fine. We can worship him in different forms.
Yes, it's all the same, Mataji. It's all the same. Lord is same. So actually he expands. We are very minute, and our knowledge is also very minute. We are not able to understand that. We are not able to come up to that. Because I'm sitting somewhere in babysitting and LKG. My questions is coming somewhere to the degree level or something high school level. I'm not able to cope up with it. I'm not able to accept it also. I was saying the pastime of this class. I don't know, so many classes where are you? So about Dwaraka also. Having 16,108 wives. Krishna was not one. He expanded himself to 16,108. That is his expansions. And there's eternal expansion also. From Krishna it is Balaram. And from Balaram it is Chaturvihadram. It's Lord Narayana. From Lord Narayana it is once again second Chaturviha. From that Sankarshana, Mahavishnu, Garbhodayakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodayakshaya Vishnu. From this Kshirodayakshaya Vishnu, all the expansions, avatars which we call, this 10 avatara, Dashavatara we say, no? All comes from that Kshirodayakshaya Vishnu. And that Krishna and this avatars are not different, both are same. It's expansion and it is eternal. So understand this, we should be in spirituality. Our knowledge, and we should be purified enough to understand this.
Right.
So the calculation as a small example. In 100 rupees, you minus 10 rupees. What do you get?
90.
90. In 100, you plus had 10. What will you get?
110.
But spirituality calculation is not like that. In 100, you minus 10. The answer is 100. In 100, you had 10. The answer is 100. That is spirituality. So to understand that, you have to come to a certain level of spiritual knowledge. So you'll be able to understand certain things. Then that happens by purification. And that purification comes by regularly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra sincerely, attentively. So the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, which is in our heart, gets purified. And definitely, Krishna says in 10th chapter, as a lamp glows, all the ajnana and the darkness is being removed. The same, the contamination has been removed from our heart, and we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and give some place for the Lord to reside.
Okay. So I asked all this why? Because we saw a step slide which said karmis and jnanis and yogis.
You have so many questions. For every slide, you have a question. Great. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
I'm really sorry if I've been taking so much of your time.
No, Mataji, please, you continue with your question.
So wherein we saw karmis and then we saw jnanis who attend Brahmana. So
not
somebody
Brahman. Difference between Brahman and Brahmana. Yes.
Okay. So somebody who's a jnani, for him, is it not mandatory that he also has deity worship? You said he's something, in the light or something you mentioned.
What I mentioned.
Jnani is
knowledge. See, it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam also. Vadanti tattvatvedase jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabhyate. That is the way of realization. You can understand the Lord in many levels. And don't think this karmi, jnani, yogi and bhakta are different personalities. They can be same personality. One person can be in different levels and it can be 4 persons also, not that one. For example, now we are all karmis. We want to fulfill our material desires. Now I have taken up this Bhagavad Gita. I've taken up this knowledge. Somehow or the other, I realize that Lord is formless. I'll become a jnani, reading all the scriptures, I'll become a jnani. And finally, ultimate, my destination or my this thing is that Lord is formless. Then my realization or my goal will be to merge to the light. And that is the effulgence of Krishna, actually. And when it is ultimate, I'll go there. Even a devotee has to pass all this path. Even he'll become a jnani, he will become a yogi also. Then the yogi who Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Dharana, he just invites the Lord to his heart, starts meditating on him, Dhyana. And he comes to the level of Samadhi. That is Paramatma realization. If he just ultimately thinks that this is ultimate, Lord is residing in everyone's heart, his Paramatma is ultimate, then he'll stay there, that's it. He'll become a yogi then. Then he progresses from there, from Dhyana to Samadhi. Samadhi is the first position of a Bhakta. He was in transcendence, always is in trance with the Lord. You can realize everything, you can see in every particle the Lord. Tomorrow I'll say, Vidya Vinaya Sampanya Brahminika Vyastini Shunicheva Shapaki Pandita Samadarshina. There is a Pandita with full complete knowledge, you can see Krishna in each and every particle. That's the quality of a devotee. He comes to the next level. You can realize there is Bhagavan in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavana in Vaikunta. And don't ever think that Narasimhadev just came out of a pillar. No, Lord's form is always eternal. There's a planet, there's a Vaikunta planet for Narasimhadev. He is always residing before he came in the pillar also and after that also. He is eternal. All the forms of the Lord is eternal. Yeah, even Krishna is eternal, not that his parents are Devaki and Vasudeva. Without Devaki or Vasudeva, he never ever, Lord can come to this material world. No, it's a wrong understanding, wrong notion of it. Actually, Lord is eternal. He needs some means to come. So you're always there. You want to come to my house, so you need some reason. Correct? You want to purchase a Bhagavad Gita book or some reason, so you come to my house. The same way to enter this material world, he needs some this thing. So he chooses them as their parents, Vasudeva and okay.
And then we spoke about the four
Oh,
categories.
Mataji, please
Yes.
take my number.
Sorry?
Mataji, it's already 20
Take my
minutes you
number,
have taken.
phone number. You can take my.
Sorry. Yes, surely.
You
I'm
can
really
call me
sorry.
personally.
I'm really
You can call
sorry.
me personally.
Yes.
Because there are many other devotees also, they might have a desire. Some ask somebody, they might be very much shy to ask, they'll not come in front of the screen. But anyhow, asking one or two questions, even I can encourage you so that even others get enthused or encouraged to ask other questions. But if you keep on asking, no, others all think, there's no role for me to play. So you can take my number.
Sorry. I will definitely. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, you're welcome. Hare Krishna. Yes, Chandrasekhar Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. So there was, you want to explain the yesterday's that goat question, Prabhu?
But nobody answered, I think.
Yeah.
Chat box is enabled, no? Yeah, but everyone can. Okay, once again, I'm asking everyone. You can. What's this?
Probably I have enabled the poll.
Oh, you have created a poll, Prabhu. Oh, wonderful.
It was there in the it was created in the last Kannada session, Prabhu.
Okay.
So I just asked that only. I think 35 devotees have answered this poll. Out of 35, 24 have said God decision, and 11 devotees have said.
Many have said it's the God's decision now.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, what is the correct answer? Both are correct. That is spirituality. Both are correct. You have to understand how is that. See, now you saw the rope. The length of the rope is Lord's decision. That is the independence he has given. How much you surrender to him is that much independence he gives you. And wherever to that length, wherever the goat stands, that is the goat's decision. I hope you all understood. So you can see some cows or something. What they do, when the cow is very obedient to the master, And he just leaves the cow freely so that it can go graze wherever it wants. Anyhow, evening it is coming to house. For example, that cow is mischievous. It is not obeying to the master. What it does, it puts a nose rope to it and ties it. Even then, it is more mischievous than that. It just ties that to its feet. You should have seen some cows. It cannot even walk properly. It will be just limbing like it will be walking in that. Because it is not obedient to the master, it ties it. The same way, when we are obedient to the Supreme Lord, we are independent. Our independence starts increasing. If you're not obedient, our independence has been destroyed. It has been coming down and down. You can see Narada Muni, a great devotee of the Lord. So his independence has been increased. He can just move anywhere to all the three worlds. And not only Narada Muni, there are many hundreds and hundreds of devotees of this kind. Because only Narada Muni, I'm saying about him. You can see enter even Vaikuntha planet also. He'll go to Swarga also. He'll go to Naraka also. He can go anywhere because that is his independence, because he's a devotee of the Lord. And when we are not devotees of the Lord, so our position, our independence starts decreasing. Once we become devotees of the Lord, our independence also starts increasing. Okay. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, you said you had some questions.
Yes, Prabhu. There was one question from Praveen Kumar, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that is like, how come earning more and enjoying the fruit of material pleasure is not good, as the same is also a result of my earlier karma?
Okay. So do we think that by going to our work, we are earning? No. See, you can see many life histories of many personalities. Like, you can see a person who was hard working from the birth. Till today, he may not been able to make his own house. But you can see some other personalities who are illiterate. Some company, I forgot his name. So he says that his whole family's education is 12th standard. His whole family is his father, his grandfather, everyone's included. It will not even come to 12th standard because they have studied only 3rd standard, 4th and 5th standard. He's a multimillionaire. And in his company, as a bonus to the servants, he gives 2-wheelers, bikes and cars as a bonus. Such a great person. Is he working and earning everything? No. The pious activities that he has done, the punya, the results now is fetching as a results. That's it. Don't ever think that because of my hard work only I'm earning. No. It is because of our punya and papa. Even you see a labor, he is a more hard worker than a person who is sitting in office. But he only earns somewhere around 800,000 bucks per day. But a person is sitting in an AC office, he earns something 10K or 20K per day, like whose package is around 50 or 60K, something like that. What does it mean? And his lifestyle also is in such a high level also. It is not that because he has learned something, because he's working hard, he's getting all this. Because he's having that punya to receive, now he's getting it. The very first thing, taking birth itself is a punya. Taking birth to a good parents, rich parents, wealthy parents, it's a punya. Why should I take birth to a family where it's poverty stricken? Because it is my karma. The same way, you should understand for this knowledge. For that sake, oh, everything is punya and papa, so why should I work? I cannot sit in my house. I should do my primary duties. So there's a story in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Lila, it comes, the Damodar Lila, where Yashodamai starts tying the Lord. So she was not able to do. 2 inches was becoming short. And finally, by the Lord's mercy, she was able to tie. The Acharyas explain that what is the 2 inches meaning. One is my endeavor. My endeavor to fulfill that desire, fulfill the work. Then the second is the Lord's mercy to it. So our duty, definitely our work should be there, but definitely the result is based on my karmic reaction or the Lord's mercy. Clear? Yes, Prabhu. So there was a question.
There was one more question, Prabhu, asking what happens after Kali Yuga.
Satya Yuga will start. It's a cycle. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, it's a cycle. So once Kali Yuga ends, Satya Yuga starts. That's it. Okay. Yes. Ankita Mataji? Ankita Kumari. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, I'm not able to start my video, so can I
Okay,
ask
fine.
like this?
Yes, question.
Okay. Yeah, so my question is, as we say that God is omnipresent, like He is present in everything and everywhere, right? So there are many things on this planet which are not good, which are like pebbles, stones, and many things which are like dirty. So is it not defaming to say that God is in everything? Like, is it not insulting of God that we say like that?
How should I make you to understand this, Mataji? It's not like defaming or anything. Mataji, if you don't take wrong, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you pure or impure, Mataji?
Impure.
How can you say that?
Because we have still not overcome our vices. We have
Okay.
still
No.
vices.
You are saying another way. Fine. Now, have you taken bath today?
Oh yeah.
Taken bath. So you're clean or unclean?
Yeah, clean. In that
How?
sense. No, yesterday.
But still even after taking bath, there's so many unclean items within our body.
Yeah.
Still motion, urine, many things are there in our body. So we cannot say that I'm unclean always because something unclean is within me. I hope you are able to understand this. The Lord is Vyapi, is everywhere. And a small example I'll give you about sun. For example, you can see some dirt in the land. Somebody is passing urine or some dirt is. And afternoons, you can see the sun by his heat, he makes everything pure. What I guess, it becomes pure, becomes clean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Contaminated by this?
No.
Why? You're able to understand a simple thing. Even sun is not getting contaminated. How could the Supreme Lord get contaminated by saying that he is Sarvavyapi, always, everywhere his presence? So that I have to see this. When you see in a broader vision, in a spiritual vision, you will be able to understand this. As I am pure, as I am clean by taking bath, whatever the abominable or dirty things I have within my body, the same way when the sun purifies, sterilizes everything, a dirty thing still is pure. The same Lord, even then, is everywhere, is always clean.
Okay, like no, I was not saying like in the sense that if he is present in like everywhere, then he is getting contaminated. No, not like that. But
Okay.
is it right to say that like in those places, in every place is there, whether it is not the good
So from
environment
our knowledge,
also?
our perspective, you are asking the question, not from the Lord's perspective. From our, is it right or wrong?
Yes.
Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. For example, now you have all the facilities to worship the. Yeah, you have all the facilities to worship the Lord. You can maintain that cleanliness. You can have a beautiful house, beautiful puja room, and make the deity sit in the middle of the house and have a grand worship to him. Now you are not so much, what I can say, facilitated to do that. You are in a small hut, very poverty-stricken, in a very dirty place. Even then, you can keep there the Lord and worship him. He will accept it. And there was a story also, I don't know that personality, was a Shiva Bhakta. So his spiritual master ordered him exactly at morning 6. the sunrise, your prime duty is to worship Lord Shiva. As a duty, he was doing this.
Okay.
Once what happened, he fell into sleep. He was not able to wake up. Then later part, he woke up somewhere around 6 o'clock. And now there was no time to take bath or anything. Actually, he was with a prostitute that night. And the morning, now which is my prime duty? Is to take bath or take the instructions of spiritual master. I do. And finally, he decided, yes, I should accept my spiritual master's duty. Prostitute was in sleep in her bed. This is all very awkward things I shouldn't say, but still, seeing her breast, claiming that to be Shivaling, he just offered flowers and started worshipping the Lord Shiva. And that flowers, it was just falling in the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. And Parvati asked, what is this? He said, my disciple is able to see me everywhere. The abominable things also is able to see me. That is the love he is having. That's me. Then when he was giving flowers, offering to the king, he did not accept. But because where we cannot even say in our mouth, such place is offering, Lord is taking it. So that is the difference between the Lord and a materialistic that we see is different. Is Bhavagraha Janardana. So in that way, it matters. Desha Kala Patra. So that I have all the facilities still. Oh, Lord will accept everything. I cannot be unclean. I cannot do however I need. So whatever is my position, in the same way I should try to worship the Lord. Understood, Mataji?
Okay. And one more small question I have. That we have the goat sacrificing tradition in India, especially in Calcutta, right? So they give bali of goats. So is there anything written in our scriptures that about this, whether because they are doing it in the name of Ma Kali, right? So is there anything written about it?
Yes, Mataji, it is written. It is authorized.
Like, is it right?
Cutting a goat or cutting a buffalo in front of Kali is authorized. Scriptures say that. Puranas are there. 18 Puranas are there. Vedas say that. Yes, you can do that. See, actually, without offering the goat, many are meat eaters. Without offering, they are cutting a goat. It's a sin. It's a great sin. But the same goat is offered to Mahakali is not a sin. It is to the, what I can say, degraded devotees who are in Tamoguna. They take up the worship of Mahakali because they want to eat meat. So they are getting purified by coming to that position. Actually, unrestricted life is more worse than being a restricted. I want to have this meat eating, so offering it to Mahakali and taking it.
But still it will be Tamagun only, right? Because Sattvic...
Yes, definitely it's Tamagun. Definitely it's Tamagun. For example, everyone cannot take Krishna consciousness. Everyone cannot be Sattvic. Everyone cannot become Brahmana. So in their level, but still somewhere progressing.
Okay.
Or they are satisfying their tongue unrestrictedly. They are satisfying it through offering to Mahakali.
Okay. Yeah. Somewhere they are.
Yes.
Somewhere they're and they're validating their Tamagun with like they're kind of validating it, like it is right. Now it has become right, and now we can have it.
Yes.
By offering it.
That way, first see the first main intention to please to Mahakali. That is the thing to develop.
Okay.
See, even in these classes, we are not sharing this YouTube link. Why is that? Why is that?
So that we can attend the live sessions and we can actually
develop your consciousness, develop your attitude, and develop your qualities to wake up early morning. Everyone are here somewhere in Tamagun only. So we are making them to come up to that Sattva-guna, wake up early morning. Otherwise, you are going to miss this session. Anyhow, after 18 sessions, we are going to give this link. But till then, we are keeping it on a hold. So that even if you go to YouTube, you have hundreds of links, whatever you want, you can watch. But to get your qualities, you have to grow. Definitely struggle, waking up morning and coming to the session. Same way, offering a goat to a Kali, Mahakali is a little bit struggle. Or I can say in the house, somewhere in the slaughterhouse, I can cut the goat and eat there itself. Making have a grand festivity and getting the goat and of Kali, trying to please Mahakali is the most important topic here. So she's pleased with it and she gives a higher conscious to him. By eating that goat is what it says, a jiva, the taste for it has been satisfied. He's coming to the next level now. If he's not offering to Mahakali, what happens? It's a bondage. It is making him to more degraded. The same goat flesh is making him to more degraded. By offering it to Mahakali, he's getting purified. His tongue taste is getting more to the higher consciousness. Then he is in no need of any meat eating then. In that way, he starts progressing. It can be in one lifetime or it can be hundreds of lifetimes. But definitely will progress. Okay. Yes, Mataji. Next question, something you're asking.
No, regarding this one, they are saying like, but those people I've seen, it is not like they are only eating the meat which they are offering. They eat in other days also, but once in a year or twice in a year.
No. That is degraded. They are getting deviated, no?
Okay.
It's not that nowadays everyone are natures here. Everyone are demons are living here. So we have hundreds of shops, hundreds and millions of slaughterhouses and shops where we get this meat. That's a wrong way. Actually, Vyasadeva only was given all the 18 Puranas. So 6 Puranas is in Tamogun, 6 Puranas in Rajogun, and 6 Puranas is in Sattvagun. A person who is Sattvagun gets attracted to the Sattvagun Puranas. A person who is in Tamogun gets attracted to the Tamogun Puranas. There, the instructions is according to the Tamogunis. So you can eat non-veg, you can do this way, you can do that way, but you have to offer before that. It has made him to come to the next level. That is it.
Okay. But it's not the ultimate. It's not the ultimate. Just
yes. If he is doing something without offering to the Lord, to the Mahakali, it is a sin. Is equivalent to the Mlechas and Yavanas now.
Okay.
You're able to understand, Mataji. So, Vyasadeva, rather than being it unrestricted, he made a restricted life. Want to eat meat, then you have to offer to Mahakali. And that costs you more. Because it should be a festivity, you have to go make everyone to come. It's a big this thing. So they do a year, once in a 6 months, or they somewhere in this villages, you can see they say Ur Jatre, something like that. Yearly once they do. So yearly once or twice they eat.
Okay.
Because to satisfy their. But nowadays, every day we eat. There's so many. Without, I was seeing some degraded our life. One heroine, she was saying, without a piece, I cannot eat even one mouth of food. So such is our degradation nowadays. And we think that is what sin is it? It's a food. Non-veg has become a food to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us come to the next level. The next chapters, I'll explain more better there.
Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Chandrasekhar Prabhu.
Prabhu, shall we announce for chanting opportunity from tomorrow onwards? Or
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. You can announce that now. So tomorrow they may not be surprised.
Yes, Prabhu. Maybe you can go ahead, Prabhu. We can.
Yes. So from tomorrow, so we'll be giving opportunity to everyone to chant. But what is the criteria that you have? That you should have a chanting beats and you should be able to turn on your videos. And you should join by somewhere around 5:40. Before 5:40, you have to join. 5 minutes before the session. And your 5:30 it starts. So somewhere you can join by 5:40 or 5:35, 5:30, something your convenient time. But you definitely should be before 5:40 and you have to raise your hand. And the video should be on and you should have Japamala. And not only that, you should have been practiced also. That means every day you are chanting. In the sadhana report also, your name should be there so that you can recognize that every day you're chanting. That means you have practiced. So not that coming on the screen and you're chanting for 15 minutes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. No. You already practiced well, so that you already increased your speed also. You can chant by 7-8 minutes. So that should be the. So from tomorrow, everyone will have an opportunity to chant, but be prepared for it. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. I think that's what we had for today.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. I thank each and every devotee who have participated in today's session. And please do follow the instructions of Lord Krishna by chanting, and Srila Prabhupada and Guru, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly and start offering to the Lord with a glass of milk and fruits. Please do this. Okay. So I thank everyone, and let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra and wind up for today. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you to all. So now I'll give the option to unmute yourself and chant Hare Krishna once and leave the session.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
now,
Guru.
yes, Mataji, I'll put it in the chat box.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Guru.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Mataji. Yes. Hare Krishna, Sarita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guru.
Jai Sudha
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjunath Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Jai Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to all. Raju Prabhu, Chandrasekhar
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Raju Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ganesh.
Hare Krishna to all. Thank you for joining the session. We'll continue tomorrow with chapter 5. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I'll end the session.